I want to share some of my best tips on how to avoid crying when dealing with onions. Hi my dear foodies, today we're talking about onions. First of all, why do we even cry? There is an enzyme that gets released when we cut up the onion and when the cells are damaged, that releases into the air, and when it reacts with some other substances that are in the onion, and that substance then goes in your eye and there reacts with your eye and becomes a sulfuric acid kind of compound, which then provokes your lacrimal glands, your tear glands, to make tears because eyes are irritated and they want to flush out this insulting substance. So it's good that we tear when it's in there. We don't want to be irritated. We don't want to have irritation in our eyes. So how can we minimize that though? Of course, some people are more sensitive than others, but these tips will help reduce it significantly. First of all, one general tip that has nothing to do with crying, but I find it very, very helpful. We use a specific designated board in our family that is just for onions. I write down on all the sides, onion, and we don't cut anything else. Well, it's not true. We don't cut fruits on there. If I make a tomato sauce and I cut onion and garlic, this is onion and garlic, but then maybe I cut mushrooms or bell pepper or spinach, or even herbs, that's okay. I can still cut them on this board, but I will not cut apples or bananas or things like that, because once you mix and mingle these, you can have that funny flavor, that funny onion flavor with your apple. Yeah, so tip number one, use a designated onion board. The second tip is when the onion is cold, it releases less of these compounds, and with less compounds in the air, you will be irritated less. One option is to refrigerate your onions, and that's what I do. We keep our onions in the fridge. It also extends their shelf life. If you don't have space in your fridge or you don't want to refrigerate your onions, you could put them into iced water for half an hour prior to cutting them, and that may help as well. As I mentioned to you, the cells, when they get damaged, that's when when that compound gets released, the whole process gets started. So the less damage to the onion cell, the better. And how do we reduce that? By using a really sharp knife. Some of these kitchen knives, sharp knives, and chef's knives can be so expensive. They're really an investment. You don't need to have like 10 of these. 1 or 2 would be perfectly fine, and then you can maintain them. Places like Williams and Sonoma will sharpen them, and then you can also, this is what this tool is for. I don't know if you've seen it, you probably know what it is, but some people, beginner cookers, may not. So you use this and you use it like this to basically sharpen your knife. Just back and forth, back and forth. Careful, no kids around to imitate you or to do the same thing later. Whoopsie, don't smack people or things with it. And then your knife is sharp. So it's important to use the sharpest knife that you have, that you can use. So the first thing is cut off the sides of it. Where the root is, this is where the root is. The side of where the root is, there's the most of that compound that will then lead to the irritation. So I will cut them both off. Let me show you. Okay, so cut one side, take some peel off with it too, cut the other side, and then I cut quickly in the middle, and then I go quickly to my sink. Once I cut it off, I cut it in half, I go quickly to my sink and rinse the whole thing under the cold streaming water, and then I start peeling. So then I peel off just by hand right now to not agitate this further, and I do take the outer layer with it as well. So there's a slimy layer here too. I take that off too. Sometimes it comes out, sometimes it doesn't. Take that off and toss the garbage. So I hold it together like this and cut really close to each other. Stripes really close. And then keep it together. Keep it together. And cut it like this. Whoopsie, then towards the end it's a bit more difficult, but kind of go with it. I'm not a professional chef. They know how to do that better. And then what I love about the chef's knives though is that you can sort of seesaw back and forth on it. So I put my hand here and I put the other hand here, and then I go like up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, and swing to the side. Keep in mind to wash your hands frequently during or after handling the onions, and don't touch your eyes or your face with the hands that have just recently touched the onion. So make sure you use soap and water to wash your hands well. Really, the main thing is the rinsing with water and the sharp knife. Really no problems for me anymore. You can consider wearing goggles. I personally don't. I don't need it. Or some sort of protection glasses. Make sure you obviously keep some distance between you and the onion. Some people were using the ventilation, cutting under the ventilation hook, or some sort of fan to fan away the airborne. Remember, the particles are airborne, so when you use the water, it weighs it down and it doesn't come into the air as much anymore. So even just that helps so much. You could also consider using different type of allium vegetable. Allium, it's the onion family, the allium family. The sweet onions, that's the one that I'm using. It's really my favorite. It tastes so nice, but it also makes a little bit less of gives you less of the tears. The red onions, I think, give more tears. And then, although for me, the same process here that we just did with the sweet onions works also for the red onions. Leeks, much less of an irritation. Green onions, much less of an irritation. Garlic, certainly no irritation. And shallots. Why use onion at all? First off, I think the flavor is amazing. It brings in this very special sort of aroma and taste and flavor into it. Some sweetness, but also this sting somehow. It is so special. But it's not just that it tastes so good, it also is so healthy. Onions, as vegetables and fruits, newsflash, vegetables and fruits are very healthy. They have phytochemicals. Onions too, vegetables and fruits have certain phytochemicals. There are so many, thousands, that we don't even fully understand, and they work together and they have properties that are amazing. Just some properties of onions. First of all, they're full of fiber and prebiotics, so that is really good for your gut health. You're feeding your gut bacteria, the good ones. You want to always feed the good ones and kill the bad ones, bacteria. And so it's good for your microbiome, your gut microbiome. Then they're full of antioxidants and anti-inflammatory properties. Onions, they also can stabilize blood sugar levels. They have antibacterial properties that they can kill bad bacteria. And then there are some studies that show that onions can, and a substance from the onions can kill cancer cells. Red onions can kill colon cancer cells. So there's a cancer fighting property in there, with garlic also, with the alliums. So that's really amazing. And of course, many more things too. Vegetables and fruits, they have features that are so surprising when you look into it to find out what they can do. It's really quite remarkable. And of course, they're full of nutrients, onions too. There's actually a surprising amount of vitamin C in onions, vitamin B6, I believe. B6 was it? Yeah. Potassium, folate. So they're full of good nutrients that we need. And they're also so yummy. My mission is to show people how easy, fun, and family-friendly vegan food can be. Hi friend, my name is Dr. Baiduk from Veganakia.com. I'm a practicing internist, geriatrician, and lifestyle medicine physician. Please like this video to support my mission and subscribe to the channel for more vegan recipes and cooking instruction videos. If you are thinking about implementing more plant-based foods into your family's life, or take the leap and go fully vegan, I want to support you. I know how that feels. I have been through that, transitioning our family with little kids to veganism, and now I want to share this with others who are in the same situation that we were in. However, I don't want to just do something that then does not resonate with people and does not truly help anyone. So I want to know, how is it that I could support you? Are you willing to schedule a 20-minute Zoom call with me where I can ask you some questions about your pain points and about things that you would be looking for if you were to take an online course on this subject matter? If you would be willing to do that, that would mean so much to me, and I would be so grateful. The link on how to get in touch with me will be below. So in the meantime, be kind to yourself and others, and I hope to see you again soon. Bye.
Like and subscribe. We hope you enjoy our video and support our mom because she makes the best vegan food in the world. Yeah.
And make sure to put on post notifications so you get notified when we post a new video. Good luck, everyone!